Jamie O'Neal took the country world by storm when she released There Is No Arizona back in the year 2000. Since then, she's expanded her experiences as a songwriter, producer, and record label owner. But she always kept that love of performing. She's back now with Eternal, her first new album in 5 years, which is a collection of songs that infuses country classics with fresh energy. Lynn hooked up with Jamie to learn all about the new project, which hits stores this week.
New album out this week. I'm here in the studio with Miss Jamie O'Neal. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Excited about talking about this project.
Thank you. I'm very excited. It's great to have some new music.
Yeah, it's been a little while. What, like 5 years?
Yes. My last song was out, I think, in 2009, so I'm ready to have something new out there for the fans and everybody else.
And you've been working on this. Talk a little bit how this was different, because this is an album of classics pretty much.
Yeah, well, my husband really had a lot to do with this. We picked songs together, and my mom always sang Help Me Make It Through the Night on stage, and that's what started it all off. I started singing that because I just loved that song so much. And the fans reacted to it so well, and I when Rodney said, let's do a covers album of your favorite country songs, I think it's really timely right now because we're kind of getting away from historically where we came from, and it's nice to hear that sound for me anyway. I love performing on the Opry and going to the Hall of Fame, and I love Patsy Cline and Loretta Lynn and some artists like that. So I cut my favorite, songs of theirs, and, just did all the songs I love, whether it was a big hit or not. I just cut what I loved.
Right, and just sort of staying close to your roots. I love that, too. And like you said, the Opry and all the things that built country music, a lot of it. And so on this album, talk about some of your favorites, because I know, like you just said, Help Me Make It Through the Night. And
Another favorite of mine is a duet I did called Golden Ring. I'm sure everyone knows George and Tammy, with Andy Griggs. And he's a really good friend, and I love his voice. I really wanted to sing a song with him, and this was kind of the perfect vehicle for us. We have a lot of fun performing it on stage. He always forgets the words, and I always make fun of him for it. And it's just one of those songs that is a feel-good song that everyone remembers, And no one does it like George and Tammy, but we try our best.
I try to roll him over. I kick him with my feet.
There's one original on here that you wrote with your father.
Yes.
And it's funny. It's literally about snoring loud at night?
It's about snoring, because most people put up with someone snoring next to them every night. My husband snores. Some guys in my band snored. So on the bus, that's like I'm putting up with snoring coming at me from every direction. And when we do the song live, a lot of the, wives are out there poking their husbands or pointing to him saying, this is my snorer, and I think it's one of those fan reactive songs, and everybody would ask me, where can I get it? So it was perfect because it sounds traditional, so it really goes along with this album, so we really included it for the fans to have it because they've talked about it for so long.
And so, having this music out, and it's really unusual, too, for a hit songwriter like yourself, because we were just talking off camera. You've had numerous hits cut by other artists, Martina and Leanne Rimes, and then to be able to come back and do a tribute, so to speak, album of classics. Was it hard for you not to want to write everything? Because I'm sure you have a big stack of songs that you've written.
I do, and I'm looking forward to having another original album out soon. But I think this was just like a baby in itself. You know what I mean? It's like its own little project, I guess, that really came from the heart. And I was surprised when Vince Gill just recently put out, a song, a Bakersfield album, with Buck Owens, I think. Songs on there, and I think it's really cool. And I think what happens is you're used to playing your own stuff, but when you get to play songs that you grew up listening to and trying to make them your own, it's a bit more of a challenge. So, you know what I mean? When I'm in the studio and I'm thinking, gosh, no one did it like Patsy Cline, I hope everyone likes this. You're getting outside yourself and outside your comfort zone.
And
running a label, producing, and all of it, and making your own album and touring. You're a busy lady.
I try to keep busy. You know what they say about idle hands. Plus, I have a 10-year-old, and she keeps me busy.
There you go.
I'm her personal assistant, so you know what it's like to be a mom.
That's what we do. We are personal assistants. So this album is out. People can get it everywhere.
Amazon. I think it's going to be at Walmart. anywhere, hopefully, that CDs are sold, or iTunes is always your best bet, too.
Make sure you get a copy. Amazing. You don't want to miss these wonderful classics sung by Jaime O'Neil, one of the best vocalists we've got. Thank you so much for catching up with us today on Inside Music Row.
Thank you.
We're about out of time for today's show, but we do have a few copies of Eternal up for grabs from Jaime O'Neil. If you would like to enter this week's drawing, head on over to InsideMusicRow.com to get signed up. For IMR On Demand, head on over to Zeus.com for more interviews and all of your favorite music videos in any genre. You can also get the app to take us on the go, too. We're going to leave you today with this week's Artist on the Rise. Here's Jess Taylor. Until next time, I'm Kelly Sutton for Inside Music Row. I'll see you again real soon.